Hey, this is Matt. Once again, what about 10 of the videos? The paid request this time from Walter. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, Walter wanted me to watch and review the first episode of the Sylvester Stallone show, Tulsa King. I think there's 3 episodes now. And last I heard, they renewed it for a second season already. Now, Walter only requested the first episode. I will admit I downplayed it very, very much because I am a Sylvester Stallone fan, believe it or not. I'm a fan of his. I mean, that poster in the back, my username. I love the first 4 Rambo films. I loved Cliffhanger, Demolition Man. I even liked Daylight. I even liked ICU, also known as Detox. But the last 10 or so years have not been good for Sly, in my opinion. Whether it be, I liked The Expendables in 2010, but the sequels I thought sucked. Both of them, 2 and 3. I thought the one he did with Walter Hill was Son Kane, who's pretty much Google Cop. Bullet in the face, bullet on my dick. That was mediocre. Maybe below mediocre. Bat Trace was atrocious. Escape Plan 2 and 3 were atrocious. I mean, other than as Teen Shark and The Suicide Squad, which that was a fun one, Stallone's track record of late has not been that great, sadly. Even the last Rambo film I thought was such a terrible finale for Rambo. To me, the finale is Rambo 4. Rambo 5 was just lame ass dog shit. And this comes from a guy that has Rambo in his username. I will say though, I thought this was rather good. And if Stallone wants to stick with this, I'm all for it. Now, how realistic is this? I know there's actually some mob guys on YouTube that critiqued the show and said, nah, that wouldn't happen. Yeah, maybe that's not the case, but as entertainment, I think Sylvester Stallone did a really good job, at least based on this first episode. I'm not sure. The other actors are fine. I do wonder, with the show continuing, is this going to be one of those things that the only good stuff is Stallone? And that, the rest of the cast of characters is, whatever, but it's just Stallone's able to carry the weight on his shoulders. And, I could be more lenient on it because it's a TV show and, episodes are going to be 40 some minutes long. So that means the pacing's going to be a bit quicker compared to a movie. And Stallone definitely helped make this episode work. This pilot, this first episode, as he plays Dwight the General Manfredi, who's been in prison for 25 years in Pennsylvania. He gets out, and he thinks he's going to be rewarded because he did something that he was told to do, and he took the 25 years and he didn't turn anybody in. But what happened was, yeah, he did get out, but they give him a reward that is to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Stallone's like, so you're banishing me. And the way Stallone plays the role where you tell his regret because he has this card that his daughter sent him long, long ago. And he tells about how there's a nice emotional scene in this outburst where it says about how he hasn't talked to his daughter in 18 years, and his wife divorced him when he was in jail because he was in jail, and he pretty much threw away his life for this mob family, and now this is the thanks I get. Yeah, there's nothing left for me. I can't do a Stallone impression, but or even before that when hey, don't let these guys stand behind my back, okay? I mean, don't stand behind my fucking back. And Stallone, it was, from what I understand, the person who created this show is the same guy that directed Wind River with Jeremy Renner, which was a pretty good movie, Wind River. And he's associated with other movies and shows. And you do definitely see a bit of the talent in terms of the writing, especially how Stallone's character is written. And he's a lot of, I mean, he's a mob guy, but he's fun to watch, and it makes you interested to see what will happen next with this guy. So he goes to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he finds this guy who drives a taxi, and quickly, after some bits here and there, they become friendly with each other. What are you doing? A motel where no one will break my balls. And then he starts making some moves. Like he goes to this place. Yeah, I understand. He's been away for 25 years. So they do play into the fact of this is a guy outside of his time. This is a guy outside of his... He's a man out of time. He's a Timex in the digital age. How do I put it? So, like, you have this weed dispensary, and weed is legal. But apparently Stallone doesn't know that, because he comes in here and he thinks it's one of these operations. Who owns this shithole? And he thinks, you guys have a good operation here, Someone could come in and, the feds could take all this stuff away. So this is a guy that still thinks it's the 80s and 90s with how these businesses are hidden. Now, granted, one critique I'll give with the writing, come on. Someone could clearly say, hey, Dwight, lead is legal now. I know you've been away for a while, but lead is legal now. That's not a legal operation. The feds, they're not going to do anything. It's legal. Like, someone would have easily told him that. Even the people who are high on their own supply in the weed store would have told him that. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I take that back. Because, to be honest, the owner did say that. And that's actually one of the funnier lines, because, like, Stallone is being the tough guy, and he's, hey, you got some money here? It's on the bank. Oh, come on, I know. You got some money somewhere behind that. There's a safe back there? Listen. See these shoes I have? You got those metatarsals in your feet that you get hurt really bad. And I don't want to hurt your feet. I don't want to hurt your feet. See, I'm going to take 20% every week. I like the way he talks, and then the owner is just confused. And like he says lines like, this is legal. But someone would have like just bluntly said, no, wait, Dwight, this whole thing is a legal operation. Like, spell it out for him. So you have reworked in the dialogue in a way where he would know this if someone just said what they would say in real life, and it would be solved in 5 minutes, but we have to curve it around to lengthen this whole exchange and this whole way of thinking for Dwight's character, where we can't have people talk like they would exactly, because some of the fish out of the water stuff, a man out of his time stuff, which I will admit it has some nice comedic value, maybe would not be as prominent as it is here. And like another bit of that is he doesn't know what an Uber is. App, huh? You got app on your phone? Yes. And then gives the lady 100, call me an Uber. And Stallone showcases, a bit of his humor, a bit of his mafioso demeanor, and a bit of his tough guy as well. And I thought this was a nice little scene, and the right way to handle the racism aspect. There's a lot of movies and shows that are very woke, and they just hammer it home. I like the way it was done here, where the taxi driver, who is black, is told to get this car. He comes back, slides like, where's the car? And this is spoiler, okay, heavy spoilers. And the guy goes, well, you saw that I had all that money and he called me a crackhead. And then Stallone gets serious and goes, "Take me there." So he goes over there and says, you see him as a drug dealer, but you see me in this rich suit. And you're afraid of him, but you're not afraid of me. But you afraid of the wrong thing. And just beats the shit out of the fucking guy. There are other characters as well. Was it Garrett Hedlund, I believe, is in it. He works at a bar, and you find out a little bit that he used to be in prison as well. There's this woman who looks at Sly, and they hook up for the night. And then afterwards, she finds out that he's 75, and she's like horrified. And he's like, was the age gap? And he's like, no, it's not an age gap, it's an age chasm. And then lo and behold, you find out later that that same lady is an ATF agent. And it ends with Sly. He's put his first couple moves meeting people. He's got a driver now. He knows his bar. He got laid. All this other stuff. He has his weed dispensary that he's now taking 20% from. The Tulsa King. As he puts it, he's bloody, but he's not beaten. What will he do next to own this town? Now, how they go about it, I don't know. I doubt they don't go with the bigger than life Scarface type of way of doing it. So it makes me wonder, is this going to be more of like not a comedy, but a little bit more, is it going to be a little bit more comedic, or is it going to be a little bit more like Sopranos, that type of feel to it? Where are there going to be more like dark, dangerous, serious, or are there going to be action-packed episodes? Is there going to be where you really see the huge wave he takes over the city? Or is it going to be a lot of these other little funny moments scattered out where, again, this guy's sort of out of place? And I mean, I'm not going to say they're going to turn to a comedy, but is it going to be maybe a little bit more comedic than I thought it would be? But it was still fun to watch. And like I said, I know there's episode 2 and 3 out. But I do wonder, is this going to be one of those shows that Stallone is the primary reason to watch it? Because I would say so far in episode 1, while the other actors, like the taxi driver and such, are fine, he is the main reason to watch it. If you're a Stallone fan, he does a really good job. It's not badly filmed. It's not too boring. It went by pretty quick. I would say also the script, for the most part, is entertaining to watch as well. And Stallone did a good job. Stallone did a great job, actually. And nice to see something. I mean, he had a voice in the Suicide Squad, but to see the whole package, it's nice to see something good from him again. And again, if he wants to continue this route, I think that's the better choice. I would rather watch this than fucking Creed 3. And when I say watch, I mean watch the whole show, then watch Creed fucking 3. And I'm glad he didn't do Creed 3. I know there's other reasons why he didn't do it, but still I'm glad he's not in Creed 3. Just fuck all the Creed films. Crap, crud, cush, cush, bang, bang. Fuck Creed. But we're talking about Apollo Creed? Cool. This other Creed? Fuck him. We're talking about the band Creed? Take me higher. Can you take me higher? I'll go with that Creed. But fuck the boxing Creed. Michael B. Jordan with the same face. Like either ate some prune juice or just taking a big old diarrhea shit. Anyway, this is not shit. It wasn't a shit episode. I liked it. Did you hear that? I liked something. So that means no one's going to watch the video. Because if I like something, no one watches. Well, not no one, but a lot less people watch. So then they skip over it and they go, you hate everything. Well, I like this, this, and this. I liked this. Well, that doesn't count. Why does it not count? Like I said, I know some mob guys. Was it Michael Franzese? I think he reviewed this. He said, like, there's a scene early on where Stallone punches a guy who's a made guy, and he says, in real life, Sly would be dead. They would just shot it and killed him. Because you can't do that to a made guy, even if another made guy did it. I didn't. I didn't go in this expecting for realism of the mob. It was entertainment. I think he even said, it's entertainment. So, with that said, if you like Sly, it's definitely worth a look. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later.